So
$5.
Dan, our roommate last year, had a stuffed gray cat, and it was called Pee Pee the cat.
His name was Pee Pee.
Pee Pee the cat, cute little thing. And what I actually don't know what happened to it. It literally wasn't there one day.
I think he died.
Everyone was held on trial. No one was found guilty.
Only a few people knew where PP was located before PP went missing.
That's you and me, Matt.
And that's not injustice.
I knew where it was, but I didn't touch the cat.
Which one of you
I
did
have
it?
a record of
Which
touching
one of you did
stuffed
it?
cats, but I didn't do it.
One of you has to confess.
So where did you touch these stuffed cats?
I touched his stuffed.
out
I touched his stuffed cat. Then you got me the stuffed cat.
Mortimer.
Yeah. Then I
Mortimer!
I cut it in half and I ripped the stuffing out and turned it inside out. And then I left it in the laundry room.
Useless stuffed cat.
Yeah, I did that for a while.
You put a hole
But
in
I
it
went
last
to
night.
I went to rehab, and now I'm never messing
where
with
the
stuffed
fuck
cats.
you
Why
go
you
to
touch
rehab?
stuffed cats?
I felt like I had to.
Why?
Back from the
Why are you so violent?
And
That's
took
my-
PP.
Why are you so fucking violent?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I want to try that.
What do you do?
Dracula's
Is that the
Forest,
paintball
really
one?
cool.
No one's saying what you do.
The Amish people.
You like walk. There's different attractions.
Is Field of Screams the one on the hayride, or is that?
There's different attractions. There's a hayride that you can go on, and like they'll chase you and stuff. There's ones that you actually walk through. Well, there's 3 of them that you walk through. One's like a haunted asylum, and like they can actually you have to sign a
So they
contract.
can actually like throttle
Yeah,
you.
you have to sign a contract. Like, you can't get in without signing that waiver saying like you're
Oh.
okay with them touching you. And
What about
stuff.
Penhurst? I kind of want to go to
never tried
Penhurst.
that one.
I want to go to Penhurst because like it sounds really fucking cool. First off, secondly, there's actually a part where like you have to sign a waiver to do this because like then you can say like they could torture you and touch you and whatnot. But they literally fucking like torture you. It's really weird.
Gotcha.
It's like kinky.
What about the haunt at Dorian?
I've gone to the haunt a couple of times. Like
That's
they
pussy
can't touch you there, but like
That's nothing.
yeah,
That's
like that's fun to go with in a group where like if you have like one friend that freaks out at anything, like that's when you go.
Well, no,
I
I mean
I
like
hurt one of
it's
the
always
workers.
fun to go in a
What?
group.
One of them jumped out at me in a corn maze, and I right hooked him in the face.
Why would you do that?
It was just reaction.
He's an actor.
He was a clown. I don't like clowns.
I had to get ID'd to get that.
Spray me. Oh god. No, I didn't mean it.
You're probably wondering why we're here. And have I got the answer for you?
What?
Halloween's upon us. And
Halloween.
we need to talk about horror movies and how they suck because they have the same ideas. And
Horror movie tropes, if you will. I don't know what camera I'm looking at. This is can we talk about the setup? This is a 2-camera setup. We're pretty awesome. Good job, Justin.
we don't do well,
Good
we don't-
job,
we don't do
Justin.
anything. We don't do anything. This is a casual shout out to Justin, who's been here. We've been trying to come up with ideas for like.
Actually, it's kind of a casual shout out to
minutes.
Jake, because Jake's the one who brought up all like the
Yeah,
horror
Jake,
movies
he did.
and like the horror,
Yeah.
just like
Field of Screams and everything.
Field
yeah.
of Screams, that's
Yeah.
right.
Field of Screams, Friday the
Jake
13th.
was
Be
our
there, be
motivator.
square. Podcast meet and greet. Friday the 13th.
We have like 12 followers.
We have 33 subscribers actually.
How many of them were pitied?
I was one of the pity.
I was also one of the pig.
I was one of the pitied.
Oh, screw you! You
30.
you enjoy our
30,
content.
30. Okay, but we actually should talk about this.
No, I know. I'm just doing a little side conversation.
Like, what's your favorite cliche that comes from like horror movies and why?
What do you mean cliche?
Like something that's overdone way too many times or like reused throughout movies. Like
That's-
the standard one would be like the girl that runs up the stairs rather than outside
Oh, no,
the
can we-
house with the killer.
Can we just talk about like how people are always like so curious in horror movies? Like they're always so
Yeah.
curious. It's like, oh, a window just broke. Let me go see like what broke into the window. Like let's go find it. Let's go find it. I've been being chased by this guy in a mask for the past week, but I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna see what's up. You know, like
What's
that's
up?
kind of bullshit in my opinion. But
That's lazy writing.
it's not
I know,
lazy
it's so
writing,
much of it. So much of like horror movies, it's just like these really cheap like throwaway. Like they have all these random directors that like just get out of school, and all they're focused on is filling bags with ketchup and then popping them everywhere. That's what it is. There's no plot, which is fine.
It's fake.
Which is
blood.
fine.
Bring out bags of ketchup.
Ketchup. Ketchup.
It's not ketchup.
And Scrapple.
It's not
And whatever
Scrapple.
remains.
And whatever they use
Just
for
you
the
put them in
guts.
balloons, they pop them, and they go flying. But my favorite horror trope is, like, it's always the final girl. Like, it's always, like, some redemptive arc with some girl and how she's able to figure it out, because it's like, it's not fun anymore for it to be like some guy. So it's always a girl that's the last character alive in these movies. It's true. It's true.
Well, I mean, it's always been that way, though. It's
Yeah,
really
but
always
like it's
that
been
way.
an ongoing trend for 30,
Just
40
like,
years.
but I mean, look at what you're talking about, though. Like, look at Halloween.
Yeah.
I forget the actress's name, but she was literally like the main character throughout the entire franchise. Everyone else got killed by Michael Myers.
Yeah.
So like, I think the running theme with that has been that women are able to, you know, beat the strong man, like the strong.
Yeah, but it's
the
so,
super powered human being, if
well,
you
it's
will.
it's so overused that like literally every movie, like if there's a girl in the very beginning, she falls and scrapes her knees, you're like, yep, it's her. You can just pick them out. It's true. It's true.
It's the weak
It's
one.
true.
It's always the weak one.
She scraped her knees. Maybe she cries about it. Maybe she gets bullied.
Well, no, it's always like the weak girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's like really nice, really sweet, like blah blah blah. But then like, you
And
know,
then she's like cutting people in half by the end of the movie.
what the fuck are you on about?
I'm just trying
What
to
do you mean she's cutting people in half by the end of the movie?
I'm just trying to make a point. That's what it is.
It's usually in movies like that, because I'm taking like slasher movies, like Saw or like literally anything else. Like, they don't cut people in half by the end of the fucking movie. They don't do that. It's not real. It's not a thing. I don't know what you mean.
Well, like
I can see
they're
what
fighting.
you
They're
mean.
fighting
I
the
can
aggressor.
see what you mean. Yeah, they're fighting the aggressor, but they're not sawing people in half. It's not like they're the aggressor.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm trying to. Did you see the movie In the Cave, The Abyss? I think it was called,
No.
with like all the cave monsters and like it's like about this pack of girls that go spelunking.
What is full?
Spelunking cave. Like they like run through caves and like explore caves, whatever. And like by the end of the movie, she's like literally like pickaxing her friends to like leave them so she can like make her way out. Then she has a dream she makes it out. Then she doesn't actually make it out, and then she like gets ripped in half.
It depends on the movie.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's like it's usually they're innocent and like whatever, and then by the end they're like corrupt, and then it doesn't work out.
I mean, it just shows that like people do anything to survive. You know, at that point.
Yeah, I guess. You never said what your favorite one was.
Oh, my favorite trope in a
Yeah.
movie? I don't really have one. I just like kind of I like how stupid people are. Like, people are always stupid in horror movies.
Yeah.
Especially like old slasher movies, because like my favorite movies and during Halloween are like slasher movies, like Friday the 13th or Halloween or
Yeah.
like Nightmare on Elm Street. But like in those movies, it's always like people are so fucking dumb. Like there's literally like a place where a cult hangs out or something like that, and they're just like,
they're like, oh,
and they're like,
go.
we gotta go there.
That's
And the
it's
cult
like
could be
the-
like dressed
yeah.
up in like just these really creepy like outfits, and like, you know, they're sacrificing babies every fucking day. It's like, oh yeah, let's just.
Did
and
you
then it's
see,
just like, oh, you know what? There's a cult out in the woods. Let's go get drunk out in the woods. Like, that's usually how the movie starts.
Did you see it was on Netflix, Midsommar?
Midsummer.
Midsommar, like it's an O.
SOMMAR.
Yeah, however you say it, I'm sorry.
I don't even know what Midsummer's about.
It's literally the cult, and everyone's like, oh, we should join this. It's like a cleansing experience for you to like disconnect from society, like this, and like literally everyone dies. It's like Wicker Man, someone gets burned alive, whatever happens.
great.
Yeah. I don't really understand
Yeah.
the appeal of that, where it's like, oh, let's go hang out in the woods for a while. Have you ever seen, has anyone here seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Parts?
But like, you know what it's
Yeah.
about?
Like, I kinda. Like, I saw it a really
So
long time ago.
it's about like it's
Isn't it
basically it
about-
makes fun of horror movies. It's a parody of it, but it's like an actual horror movie. It's about these two hillbillies that live in the woods and like a college.
Forklift to kill somebody or something like that.
No, that's no.
Damn it.
No, that's not true at all. No, it's about two hillbillies that live in the woods and basically like think of us, like a college group like decides to like relax in a cabin in the woods like that, and they're already setting it up with like the settings, you know, like how like cliche it is, but They end up like capturing one of the girls when in reality she like passes out while skinny dipping, of course, because it's a horror movie.
It's great.
And like all the college kids like assume that they kidnapped their friend, the hillbillies. So like they just end up killing themselves trying to rescue them, and it looks like the hillbillies are murdering everyone from an outside perspective. Like one guy like tries to stab one of them, and he ends up jumping into a wood chipper, but they're trying to pull him out. But they're just like ramming, you know. So like that's like, I think that movie's hilarious, but like it's literally true though.
Why is there always an obligatory like nude scene or something like that, or like a?
Because like
they're like moving towards a nude scene in those movies and like scary movies like that.
It comes down to like, I feel like it's a formula for these different corporate like movie businesses where it's like they know what sells. Like you need your 1 or 2 sex scenes, like whatever. And that's how it was with like all the 80s slashers, thrillers, whatever. It's like, oh, they need to go and bone wherever.
They go to a cabin.
And then the second like the girl pops a boob out or whatever, then they
kill
die.
her.
Then they die. And they usually die like they both get stabbed or something.
The scary movie when he's like chasing that hot blonde through like open grass and then he stabs her in the chest and just takes her implant
Yeah,
out.
he takes her implant out.
That's
Yeah.
literally it.
Yeah.
Her implant saves her life.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
That's like, but like, that's like, it's like literally the formula where it's like they have to do something.
Scary movie like kind of makes fun of those.
Well, yeah, Scary Movie's a parody. Tucker and Dale's a parody, but yeah, I mean, I just enjoy horror movies because of how they make you feel.
Horror movies are like the best movies.
They honestly make me laugh.
But there's not. Oh yeah, it's
They
true.
make me laugh.
That's why I like the old horror movies because they actually make me laugh because they're so.
Yeah.
They're so stupid. It's like I used to watch them all the time, like when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But like I kind of did it to get over my fear of like horror movies and stuff. And,
Yeah.
like, and then like eventually I just came into being like this thing that I did regularly every year, like around Halloween. So like. I just think it's so funny how, you know, some of the movies nowadays are like kind of really scary.
Yeah.
But, you know, back then, those movies felt like they didn't try at all.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, like we're just going to get this big brolic human being and then we're just going to have him chase a bunch of teenagers through the woods. How about that? Can we make a movie out of that?
Can we make that work? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and then like 3 other
It's the
franchises
same like
went
4
off.
writers in Hollywood that are like, have I got the script for you?
They're just like, this is gold. Yes, I know.
Yes,
I know.
yeah. What do you think is like the scariest thing you've ever seen? Like the one that messed you up the most? Because I think like slashers aren't really scary to me, but it's like the slow burn psychological stuff.
I don't like demonic possession type stuff. Like I could go.
Like,
with,
do you think that's real? Do you think that stuff's real?
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah, I don't like it. I watched like
activity.
I watched Ghost Adventures alongside my mom. She loves like the paranormal and stuff like that. So
Gremlins.
I love
Gremlins.
Oh no!
Gremlins
there's
is a
actually
scary movie.
there's actually a scene in that movie that really fucked me up when I was a kid. It's the one where like the doctor or like the teacher, the scientist or whatever, he's like working on the one gremlin.
Yeah.
And then I guess I don't know what the hell happens. It's all fuzzy. I kind of blocked it out. But I'm not even kidding. This shit scared me. Like, all right, so if Justin, you could edit the scene and post, that'd be great. I'll help you find it.
Thought you might be hungry. You hungry?
But like, there's this scene where this scientist, he's like testing out the gremlin, the clone of Gizmo, if you would. That's how they all start.
Okay.
And then the gremlin escapes from the cage, and like it's pitch black in the room. He doesn't know where the gremlin is, and then like I think he gets stabbed with a needle by the gremlin. It's really fucking scary. Do you remember?
I remember
that shit scared the fuck out of me when I was little.
I've only seen bits and pieces. Like, is that scary? Is that supposed to be like a kid's movie?
It's not supposed to be scary.
Like, is it a kid's movie? What is it supposed to be?
Like, I watched it when I was like 10. It's supposed to be a kid's movie.
It's supposed to be a kid's movie, but it was very traumatizing.
It's
Or we're just being pussies.
or both.
Or both. Or a combination of both.
But no, like it's like, you know, it's not that bad. Like that's the only scene that actually scared me.
Yeah, it's like one scene that messes you up.
But like the rest of the movie, the Gremlins are just like a bunch of punks. Like they're a bunch of punk ass bitches. They're just sitting there like no, I'm serious. Like they take over the movie theater at one point, and they're just sitting there like Yeah, we're watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and it's like the one he says milk duds because he likes milk duds. They're a bunch of punk ass bitches. And then the first one has a I don't know. I can talk about the Gremlins all day. I'll stop.
Is that like the scariest thing you've ever seen though?
No, the scariest thing I've ever seen was the first Paranormal Activity. I hated that movie.
Really?
I hated it.
I watched The Hulk when I was really young, and for some reason it scared the shit out of me. And every time I closed my eyes, I saw green in it. I didn't sleep the whole night.
No, there's another one that wasn't supposed to be scary, but freaked the fuck out of me. Eddie Murphy, The Haunted Mansion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
There was like
I
a
can see
couple
that.
scenes,
Yeah.
and I watched when I was young. Like,
It's not like scary, but it's just unsettling
it's
or whatever.
very
Yeah.
creepy.
My sister was extremely afraid of the. You ever see the old movie Cats versus Dogs? And it was like it was like an IRL type
Yeah.
and they were like fighting each other. It scared the shit out of Emma, and she
Really?
was extremely scared of Dr. Dolittle.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy's just really good at making
Eddie Murphy.
scary movies.
Yeah.
Not comedies. You don't think scary. Eddie Murphy, scary.
But so Paranormal Activity for you? Like, well, how old were we when that came out? Like 13, 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Well, my dad was in Iraq, so me and my mom watched it together,
Yeah.
and like, it just scared the fuck out of me. Like, dude, I hated it. I hated every second of it. And I was 12. I'm like, oh, I'm a big boy. I can watch this. And then the next thing I know, I sleep with the lights on for the next 3 days because I can't fucking take it. It's just, I'm like, I'm gonna get possessed by it. No, the scariest thing, like the scariest part about that movie.
There he goes. Yeah.
The scariest part about that movie was the end when she like comes back at the camera. Everything else was fine.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Well, you hear her scream. You hear her scream,
Micah, and then he runs out of the room.
He literally like explodes.
He like fucking dies somehow.
And then she runs out the gate, and she's like.
And then she comes back. Then she runs at the camera, and poof. And it's the end of the movie.
Yeah, actually, that's fair.
And then it's like her body was never found. This was based on true events or like shit like that. I'm like, fuck me. But I know it wasn't really. It was like a found footage film. It wasn't real.
Yeah.
So regardless, like that shit scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. Like, I'm thinking of more modern things that I've seen that like pissed me off or whatever. Like, I like the slow burn.
That
like,
scared you or pissed you off?
Well, it could be both. Like, pissed me off as in like I was like, oh, I hated how that made me feel. Whatever. Like, did you see Hereditary?
No, I never did. I wanted to.
I didn't like Hereditary.
Why?
As in, it made me feel quite scared in the theater. I saw that, and I saw the new Pet Cemetery.
I didn't see
as well.
Pet Cemetery. Did you see?
They were the slow burns, and I'm not a fan of the slow burns.
Did you see the? I'm sorry to change it. But
No, it's fine.
Did you see that book, the haunted tales or the fuck it was? It's like the.
Oh, Scary Stories.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yeah.
I saw bits and pieces of it. I'll tell you. Okay, what? Can I just tell a story?
Yeah, you go for it.
In elementary school,
that book scared the fuck out of me.
we in elementary school, like every Halloween, our librarian would go out of her way to scare the crap out of us because she would turn off all the lights, and she had this one candle, this like messed up skeleton thing she would turn on. She would dress up as a witch, and she would read from that book. And the one story that scared me the most from that one was the one about like whatever girl named Sally, and how she heard this voice every night about how it was this person, and he was like, I'm on the first step, I'm on the second step, I'm on the... And
I remember
every night,
that story.
Every night, and it's like, I'm in your room, I'm under your bed, I'm right next to you, and then she's just gone. I couldn't sleep for like a month. That's how bad that one was. I had no idea.
The one that I hate the most.
Why the school let her do it.
The one that I hate the most. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Kevin.
What do you hate the most?
The one that I hate the most is the what the fuck is it? It's the one about the toe. The toe.
Oh, the missing toe.
The
Yeah,
missing
the toe stew.
Yeah, the toe stew. And it's like, where's my toe? Where's my
did you
toe?
see it? Did you see the movie?
I did see the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that was messed up when she's walking around. That was messed up. I didn't like that. I didn't like the pale lady.
I thought the book was a lot scarier
Yeah, like
than
it's tough to
than
like
the movie.
take whatever, but like they did a good job with the drawings.
Oh yeah.
The drawings in that book are messed up.
No, I didn't
Messed
like
up.
the pale one because like she kind of just absorbs. I
Yeah,
know the one I
but,
didn't like
like-
the most was the one with the zit, where she had a zit in
Oh,
her
the
face
spiders
and the
come out.
spiders come out.
Whatever.
I don't like that kind of stuff. It makes my skin crawl. But
What do you guys think of the? Did you guys see the? What is it? The Painted Man or whatever? The Invisible Man?
no, I didn't see
I-
it.
alright. I like
The
follow a
Invisible Man
bunch
is
of-
like the modern. It's like a modern slasher, isn't it? They're like psychological.
Kind of. Like I subscribe to like a bunch of channels on YouTube that just kind of like summarize the movie, so I may not have seen it,
But
but
you know
like
what
I
it's about.
actually know what happens.
Well, I don't know.
And like that one was kind of like the slow burn type thing because this lady like I think the situation is it's an ex-husband that's extremely wealthy or whatever. She like runs away because he's insane, and he has the technology to make a reflective suit so you can't see anything. So he just kind of messes with her. So it's like one of those slow burns.
So it's like one of those where it's like he's
So
a
it's
very
like-
possessive husband.
Yeah,
and
like
he wants her for herself.
and
or
he was like, oh, if I can't have this, I'll just mess with her, or whatever. So it was like really cheesy in that way, but like it was actually a decent movie from what I saw, and like
what are you doing?
their critical acclaim from the critical acclaim though.
I didn't like. All right, so I didn't know if I wanted to watch that one because it just didn't seem like anything.
It didn't seem like it would be a good movie, but from what I saw and like what other people thought of it, it was actually apparently decent.
You think what freaks me out nowadays? Like, I used to do this a lot when I was like in high school.
Yeah.
My bad. You came at dinner time. Just trying to prepare to cook some food.
It's alright.
Creepypastas.
Have you ever read creepypastas?
Yeah, did you ever like read or listen to creepypastas?
No.
No.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
It's basically like a like
It's like a
basically
modern
glorified
day-
fan fiction.
It's like a modern day horror story.
Yeah.
Just like
You have like one poor quality JPEG posted on a forum, and then people just kind of write their
well,
own
I like
stories about it.
I like listening to like creepypasta
Like, oh yeah.
because like
yeah.
I like the creepy British accents. It's pretty legit.
There's a market for that. If you have like a scary enough voice, you can just read stuff.
It's true.
Have people piss themselves.
But like
There's
so
a market for it.
Hereditary is your most scary movie.
I hated how Hereditary made me feel. In
What
the
is
theater.
it? What is it? Is it psychological?
Yeah, it's psychological and supernatural. Like basically, like the family goes to a funeral for their grandma. They didn't really know. Only like 3 or 4 people outside of the immediate family go to the funeral. Whatever. It's kind of weird. Turns out the grandma's a witch, and
Which is great.
and it's like a ritual type thing where it's passed down from like a host or whatever to like the firstborn son or whatever, but the spirit passes through each family member. Really messed up. The ending is batshit insane.
I'll have to watch it.
I don't want to like say it and
Yeah,
ruin it,
yeah.
but like
It's been out for like 3 years.
it's been out long enough, but I was not a fan of Hereditary, how it made me feel. Like looking back, it was really good, but I was like, oh my god, I can't do this.
I don't know if I've watched a good horror movie in a long time. I think the last horror movie I went to go see in theaters was the Tales to Tell in the Dark, or the
Yeah,
Stories to Tell in
yeah.
the Dark. But like, and then It 2. I watched It 2.
It was okay.
But it's not scary though. It's like if you.
Justin shaking his
Well, I mean, for Justin, he doesn't like clowns, but I don't think
Yeah.
like the first It wasn't that
It was
scary.
a thriller. It wasn't like.
Yeah, it's not
It
like.
wasn't like a jump scare.
No,
it
it
was
was-
like what the hell is gonna happen next is kind of weird.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
the
if you
suspense.
read the book, it's not really that bad in my opinion. The way I looked at it, the way I looked
Okay,
at the first one.
well, it's just Stephen King doesn't know what to write at the end of his book.
No, he really doesn't. He literally changes
He's on cocaine.
the monster. He literally changes the monster It into this goddamn
A
giant spider.
Yeah.
It's
Doesn't he
so-
do that with another, where a monster turns into a giant spider again? I swear he does
He
that
probably
twice.
does.
think
I
he
don't.
does
I
it
don't think
twice.
Stephen King really knows how to write. My
James
mom's a
and the
big
Giant
fan.
Peach.
Huh?
James and the Giant Peach.
What about James and the Giant Peach?
That freaked me out when I was young.
James and the Giant Peach
Is
is
there
a
a giant
children's
spider in there?
story.
Yeah, there's spiders in it.
There's
spider.
one spider.
Coraline.
I hate Coraline.
Have you seen
Alice in the
Coraline?
Wonderland.
Coraline.
Oh, have you seen Coraline? Coraline has a spider in it. Has that big spider lady.
The other mother or whatever.
It's the other mother, and she's
Yeah.
gonna put buttons in her eyes.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
It's
not good.
Yeah.
And there's that whole scene with the acrobatic old ladies.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of those. Claymation.
You know, it was actually really funny.
I like claymation.
I love claymation. Love it.
I don't like how it makes
But
me
like,
feel.
my mom and I went to go see that in the theaters because we thought it'd be like Tim Burton-esque, you know, like just kind of
Yeah.
goofy. And when we were both walking out of the movie theater, I'm like, I looked at her and she looked at me and she was like, "What the fuck was that?" She didn't say that because she doesn't curse, but she's like, "What was that?" I'm like, I don't know.
I'm asking you.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like, it's like the weird things that seem to set us off with like movies like that. Like, Kevin, what's the scariest movie you've ever seen?
I don't know. Conjuring was pretty scary the first time.
really,
It was kind of creepy. What else? I'm trying to think of movies.
Was there like anything that like?
Is there anything that, like-
or like common themes here? He's saying stuff about, and him and Justin were talking about stuff like when they were younger. They watched like a particular scene.
Younger, like, I think the first time I watched The Conjuring was like 9 or something. I was just like,
Oh, okay.
I couldn't, like, I was so scared of stuff like that in the past. And like, I grew out of it. But like, walking through like haunted corn mazes when I was like younger, I couldn't do that. I would piss myself every time I would do that.
Nice.
But I avoided the scary movies, yeah, for a long time.
you never watched. I'm kind of the same as Kevin. I was traumatized as a child by Chucky.
Okay.
I hated
Chucky was pretty good.
I hated Chucky, and then like I started watching slasher movies to get myself out of
We
it.
had a family by our house that would decorate, like, go all out for Halloween every year, and every single year someone stole their Chucky statue.
I hate that.
Every year. It was the
I-
only thing that ever got stolen was only Chucky.
I don't like that.
I'm not a fan of that.
So you gotta think, did they steal him or did he come alive and go kill people?
He probably came alive and went to kill
Definitely
people.
killed
The premise of Chucky is really stupid, though. It's like
Yeah, well, when you watch these movies over, you're like, holy shit, this is horrible.
you know what's
Yeah.
the best one though? The Leprechaun. It's so
I-
funny.
wait.
It's so dumb. There's a scene where he
there's
gets
one-
high.
Yeah.
In Leprechaun Takes the Hood or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that's a movie title.
I like Chucky's Wife, Revenge of like Chucky's
Bride of
Yeah,
Chucky.
the Bride of Chucky.
Hilarious. Like, it was the
Hilarious.
stupidest movie ever, and it was just absolutely funny.
Is that the one where he had the kid?
No, that's the son of Chucky.
Isn't there one, there's one where he has a kid,
That's the
and then
third
the
one.
kid doesn't know what like gender he is or whatever.
Yeah, the kid-
And then they literally don't know if it's a boy or a girl doll.
Yeah.
It's really dumb.
Yeah, no, it's really stupid.
Really stupid movie.
But
Hilarious.
regardless, if you want us to talk more about, you know, scary things in the month of October,
Yeah, I think we'll drop a extra spooky episode for Halloween.
we're gonna have to drop an extra spooky, the spookiest of spooks. Lose it on a daily basis. Like, what if it was something that you could lose?
Can we?
Can we start over?
I'm out.
I don't know if I want to talk about